Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Patch Notes, patch 1.05. And there is a lot in this patch. I haven't gone over anything yet, but there are 8 damn pages, man. 8 damn pages. So there's a lot. We'll probably split this into like 3 videos, maybe even 4. We'll see how we go, but there's a lot. Even before we get into the first page, so I've read this part. I've read like here, I've read this, but I haven't read any of the pages yet. So first off, there's all of this stuff, right? Maintenance, and the update is coming on. I don't know what time that is for the UK, any of those times, but there are the times. We got new items and improvements and bug fixes, and behavior for some moves. We'll go through them all, but this stuff is quite important. Optimize the PC performance measurement process conducted during the initial launch when resetting graphic settings. So that's like benchmark tests, right? That's kind of important. Added the feature that automatically lowers the graphic settings for subsequent matches if the processing load exceeds a certain threshold during online matches. So, you know, a lot of people are lagging because their PC can't handle the game. This basically is like, if they don't change the graphic settings, the game will do it for them. That's how I'm reading this anyway. There could be problems in this, in that, how do they know which opponent's lagging and all the rest of it? But that's obviously on their end. I don't know how that's going to go, but maybe that could lead to some problems. Hopefully not. But it's overall, I think that's kind of a big win, really, because a lot of people don't lower their graphic settings, and they, you know, make the game lag for both players. So that's kind of a good thing. Practice mode, the stuff. But anyway, let's just get into the good stuff, right? Following the updates in version 1.04 released in May, the upcoming version 1.05 scheduled for release on Tuesday, June the 11th, will implement balance adjustments aimed at addressing the following issues. Characters not able... We've read all of this before in the previous patch, right? To address issue 1, characters like Kazuya, Paul, and Raven will receive buffs to showcase unique characteristics and strengths. Additionally, some characters whose move performance was previously reduced in the past updates will also be buffed to broaden the scope of the gameplay. To address issue 2, in addition to adjustments to character moves, there will also be recalibrating of damage scaling involving heat dash throws and stage gimmicks. If you live under a rock, I guess you won't know that heat dash does a ton of chip damage, and also it does scale and combo damage, but for some characters in particular, like Leo sticks out to me, heat dash combos can be like extremely like high combo damage wise. They can be really high with some characters and very, very low on other characters. So I assume that that's kind of what they're going for here. And stage gimmicks, obviously I don't need to tell you that stage gimmicks make for some crazy damage combos that are just way too high. So they're adjusting that or recalibrating that. Wall stagger effect induced by heat dash will be removed. I covered this in my previous video covering the tweet like that Tekken put out, or the tweet thread they put out. So there's no wall stagger when you do a heat dash on block, right? It doesn't wall stagger anymore. It doesn't give you like plus 18 or 20 like it used to. Always correct. And the performance of heat bursts and throws will be revised. This is what I'm really excited to see, what they do with heat bursts and throws, because hopefully homing throws are gone, and hopefully we can sidestep heat bursts. That is my personal hope for this patch, but we'll see in a minute. Enhance effectiveness of sidestepping and increase the importance of 3-dimensional strategic interactions. This is also important. While significant balance adjustments were made in these patches, similar large-scale adjustments will not be conducted during the remainder of Season 1. Updates from July onward will focus primarily on fixing unintended move behaviors and addressing bugs. So we're not going to get a huge balance patch like this. I mean, this balance patch is huge. Look, we have 1 of 8 pages, so we won't get any balance adjustments like this big in the future. Right, move list. Text changes were made in the list to explain new terms strong parry and strong attack reversal. What do they mean by that? Which refer to special commands that can counter attacks that general parries and attack reversals cannot, such as elbow and knee strikes. Ah, okay. Like Brian's down for 2, for example. Characteristics of strong attack reversal and strong parry. They can counter attacks like elbow strikes, knee strikes, headbutts, body charges, airborne attacks, and weapon attacks. Okay. So Jin's parry, basically. They're talking about Jin's parry. They cannot counter throws, unblockable attacks, and maximum hold moves or charge moves. They're ineffective against moves with reversal break effects like rage arts, of course. Power crush immediately after a successful intercept. Some unique moves. So this is just a text change, right? So they're just talking about what kind of moves are special parries, right? Or strong attack reversal, I guess. They're just changing the phrasing, right? Reversal break effect. Special animations have been added to moves that possess the reversal break property when they hit against the following. Target actions. Attack reversals, parries, and power crushes. Okay, I wonder what animation that is. Since power crush properties of rage arts can block even if reversal break properties, this special animation will not be played. I don't know what that means, to be honest. Stage breakables. Fixed issue where choosing a specific in certain situations, choosing a specific recovery action did not transition to a down state, causing a character to be transitioned into a recovery action. Well, stage gimmicks could still be activated. Oh, so they're talking about, I guess it's trying to clarify whether like your opponent is in a down state or not when activating stage gimmicks, because some characters, it's just very unclear on like what counts as a down state, right? And obviously if they're in a down state, then it deactivates stage gimmicks. So I guess they're just trying to make it a bit clearer with that. Floor breakables. Fix an issue where the following throws would not trigger a floor break in certain situations. Okay, so we got Ryan's 1+3, Devil Jin's Fly Grab, Warring, Kazuya, Heaven's Gate, Kazuya, left a side grab, Lily's grab, Reyna's forward 1+2, 3. Oh, I know which one that is. Yeah, that's where she does like the roll and then the low kick, just launch punishable, and then down forward 3+4. Yeah, that's a counter hit throw. And Reyna 1+3. Reyna has a lot of floor break throws. And side grabs as well from Reyna. Destruction type stage gimmicks. Okay. Following destruction type stage gimmicks have an effect that reduces the opponent's recoverable gauge when triggered. The amount of this reduction has been changed from 20 to 15. The amount of this reduction... Okay, so it doesn't take away as much recoverable health. That reduces the opponent's recoverable gauge when triggered. No, they're talking about health. Okay. So these are the stage gimmicks affected, and then explosion type stage gimmicks. Inflict recoverable damage to the opponent regardless of combo damage scaling when activated. Had the damage adjusted from 10 to 5. Okay, so they halved the damage caused by the explosive stage gimmicks. Okay, right. And it's regardless of combo damage scaling, right? So you could do like a huge combo and it would still do 10 damage. So they've halved that to 5, which is... That's pretty good, I think. That's pretty good. Stage gimmick involving walls. Combo damage scaling for the following stage gimmicks involving walls has been adjusted. Damage scaling after the first use in the same combo has been changed from 90% to 70%. That's actually quite a big change. And damage scaling after the second use in the same combo has been changed from 80 to 60. And after the third use, from 70 to 50. So that's huge scaling changes. That might not seem like much, but in a combo, if you've already done a lot of hits, and then it scales again, after you... If it scales again out the wall, then that's going to be a huge difference. But it doesn't say wall... Oh, they're all wall breaks and wall bounds and blasts, right? So these are all breaks. These are all wall breaks. So after you break the wall, it's going to be adjusted to 70 from 90%. After the first one, if you continue breaking walls, it's going to like scale like mad. Okay. Rage arts, okay. Amount of recoverable gauge restored when hitting with a rage art has been standardized for uniform amount across all characters. I did read this part. It will now recover 1 on the first hit and 13 after the final hit of the hit animation. So, some characters recover a ton of health in Rage Arts, and some characters recover like nothing. It really depends on how many hits in the Rage Art there are. Like, Steve recovers quite a bit. Brian recovers quite a bit. Jin recovers like nothing, because it's literally 2 hits in his Rage Art, right? So now they're just changing it to a uniform amount of health recovery. Kazuya also recovered tons of health, maybe the most out of all characters. Kazuya recovered so much health with his Rage Art. Fix an issue where characters would exhibit unnatural movements when the Rage Art traded hits on the first hit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember doing this before. If, because the Rage Art counts as a power crush, you know, there's that situation where if you trade on the first frame of a power crush, if you trade on the first frame of your opponent's move that happens to be a power crush, right, when it would have just hit, you like, it doesn't power crush anymore, right? It doesn't power crush because you traded, right, on the actual like hit. Because Rage Arts are the same thing, they're like essentially a power crush. Basically, some situations you would trade with a Rage Art, right? You would trade with a Rage Art. It would be really, really weird, and you wouldn't get the Rage Art. This happened a couple of times with me. I thought it was a bug, and I guess it was because it said fixed an issue. I assume this is what they're talking about. And they're talking about cameras, right? Heat burst. This is very important. Reduce the tracking ability against opponents' sidesteps. This change allows heat bursts to be sidestepped in situations where there is little frame advantage between players. Big fucking win. The appropriate direction and timing for sidestepping will vary depending on the characters used. Okay, that's important. Remove reversal break attribute. Reversal break attribute. This change allows players to counter heat burst with a power crush or parry techniques if they anticipate the attack. That's so sick. Okay, nice. Nice, we got some counterplay. Unlike regular power crush, heat burst does not power up when it intercepts an opponent's attack. Okay, cool. That's sick. Heat burst strikes damage can no longer cause KO. That's cool. That's good, I think. Change was made because its ability to suppress the opponent's actions was too high when the opponent's health was low. Yeah, sometimes like it would be a good strat to just time your heat burst as like an uninterruptible power crush, like that you can't grab out of. I mean, you can grab out of it, but it's very difficult to grab a heat burst. And it's +1 if you time it wrong. You know what I mean? If they're not pressing and you do a heat burst, then the worst case scenario is you're +1 and it's still your go. You know what I mean? Now they can't die if you hit them with a heat burst, which is pretty cool. Because that's strike damage as well. You know, it's not chip damage, it's strike damage. I mean, chip damage doesn't kill anyway, but you get my point. Reduce the distance to your opponent on hit. Yes! The phantom range was ridiculous with this. Change the opponent's behavior on block, reducing the distance to the opponent. Good. Because sometimes the pushback was just... It was a really odd interaction sometimes. Heat burst on block. Because it's +1 for you, but there's pushback, right? So it's... I don't know. It was really, really weird. Like heat burst, the interactions you had with it. I'm super happy with that. Now there's counterplay. There's actually a mind game. You can power crush. You can counter heat burst with power crush or parry techniques. That's sick. That's sick. These adjustments are made to facilitate more aggressive interactions, considering that in versions prior to 1.04, players have fewer options to counter opponents aiming to turn the tables with power crush or heat burst. Heat dash. Collision detection for the opponent and the wall has been adjusted, alleviating the issue where positional relationship would become strange when activated near the wall. Yeah, it would become very strange when you do heat dash near the wall. Sometimes side switches would happen, camera would go crazy. When an attack hits and heat dash is performed with a wall on the opponent's right side, there were cases where it became difficult to do follow-up attacks. This issue has been alleviated. Okay, cool. That's good. Heat dash balance. Change the opponent's behavior on block when heat dash is activated, removing the effect that induces wall stagger. We've already been over this. The adjustment was made considering that it's it was a significant factor in facilitating unilateral attacks, right? Add an effect where activating heat dash recovers 6%. Sorry, added an effect where activating heat dash recovers 6 of the recoverable gauge on attack hit and 3 on block. This allows for a more advantageous situation when activated with a substantial amount of recoverable health remaining. Interesting. So that's a buff. So no wall stagger. But you gain more health if you use it early, is what they're saying. Okay, so this is like it's useful in more situations where to use it faster rather than just like hog your heat and spam heat moves, right? Because then there's actually a reason to heat dash sooner if your health is low, I guess. I guess that's the that's what they're going for there. But that's cool. I mean, I don't know about the buff to it. I don't think it really needed any buffs, but it's good that there's wall sagas gone, in my opinion. Knockdown behavior induced by heat dash, allowing only for follow-up attacks on a downed opponent. Knockdown behavior and heat dash. Okay. This is like when you use it at the end of a combo, right? When you do heat burst and then heat dash in the same combo, you could get like one follow-up attack. Some cases, like with Hwarang, you get like a wall combo, or with Jin. Some heat engages only allow for follow-up attacks on a downed opponent when hit on the ground and followed by a heat dash. So here I was actually wrong a little bit. Here is just talking about heat dashes that only give you like a knockdown instead of a full launcher for a full combo. This is what they're talking about here. So they nerfed it, so they made it possible to perform a tech roll. As a result, some follow-up attacks with slower startup times may no longer connect. So some of the follow-up attacks that you would use from, let's say, Reyna's down forward 1-2 or Hwarang's down forward 3+4, you wouldn't use the same follow-up attack. So that's the nerf. Additional damage scaling, so that's also a nerf on damage as well. But also for certain moves, where allowing a side Ukemi would prevent follow-up attacks, the opponent's behavior on hit has been adjusted to ensure follow-up attacks still connect. So for some heat engages, you will either still get the follow-up attacks you're used to, or you'd have to use something else that would recover quicker. So for example, Reyna's, so it says moves for which opponent's behavior on hit has been changed due to reason 3. Reyna's down forward 1-2 used to only guarantee a CD3. But now, I'm pretty sure, and I'll cover this further in the videos or in the second video, you can now do Reyna's Stomp down for 1. It used to only be able to get CD3, so it's been changed in a lot of different ways, and this is what you'll see when the patch comes out. Heat engages. In certain situations, direction of the character's movement during the heat activation animation will become opposite. Okay, this is the bug fix. Throws. Okay, this is a big one. I'm hoping for homing throws to be gone. In 1.05, to reassess the role of various throws, the following changes have been made. Normal throws are now treated as homing attacks. Their tracking performance remains unchanged from version 1.04. Yay. The tracking performance of command throws has been reduced. Well, thank fuck. Okay. This change introduces the possibility of sidestepping to avoid command throws. Okay. I mean, okay. I still think there shouldn't be any homing throws. I still think there shouldn't be any. Okay, so now I'm editing this, and I've had some time to think about the homing throw change, or the nerf to throws, really. I was being a bit spoilt here. Normal throws being homing isn't the biggest deal. They're only normal generic throws, and you can break them very easily. The fact that command throws, you can step these, is actually a way bigger thing, and it's actually probably the biggest plus to this patch, to be honest. The reason I get so I was being so spoiled here is because homing throws have been the #1 thing that I've hated about Tekken 8. I don't hate the game, but I really hated homing throws. I just don't think they belong in Tekken, to be honest. So when I read that their normal throws are being treated as homing attacks, I got a bit salty, I'm not gonna lie. acted a little bit spoiled. But yeah, it's actually a really, really fucking good thing that command throws are no longer homing. And underneath, you see where it says the following command throws are exceptions. I then got irate because I saw this long list of throws, especially ones from King, that are exceptions to them being steppable, right? They'll be homing as well. But actually, if you read through them, is Dragunov's shit throws, Hwoarang's, I don't know what throw break that is, but Hwoarang's got one. And then the King ones, there's a long list of King throws, but if you actually read through the throws, Giant Swing isn't there, Tijuana Twister isn't there, Muscle Buster isn't there. So the big hitters, like the big hitters from King, apart from Jaguar Step 1+4, apart from that, and the big 10 frame homing counter hit throws, like they're all gone. So that's actually the biggest deal, to be honest. That's the biggest takeaway, is that we don't get command throws that give you like huge amounts of damage that are also homing and, you know, 11 to 10 frames. So it's actually a really good thing, this change. It's just that I got a little bit spoiled when I saw that normal throws are now treated as homing attacks. So I got a little bit spoiled. I got a little bit butthurt. I'm not afraid of admitting that. But yeah, it's actually a really, really good thing that they changed those, in my opinion. The throws that can trigger stage gimmicks. Damage scaling of 80% has been added to throws that can follow up from stage gimmicks and a wall splat. Changes made considering that combo damage would become too high in certain situations. Cool, okay. That's a 20% reduction. That's kind of cool. Wall stagger. Regarding the wall stagger that is triggered when certain attacks hit or are blocked near a wall, the following changes have been made. To stabilize the timing of the occurrence and the frame advantages when it occurs, the window of the wall stagger and the collision detection between the character and the wall have been adjusted. The window of the wall stagger and the collision detection. Okay. The animation, sound effects, and voice during the wall stagger have been adjusted to make it clear when the wall stagger occurs. Okay. I mean, I guess that helps people who don't quite understand it. Okay. Jump related. In Tekken 8, removal of the reversal of reversals mechanic from previous games has led to an increase in moves that cannot be countered by attack reversals or parries. It says jump related. In addition to the elbow strikes, knee strikes, all of this stuff, and running moves, Tekken 8 has added airborne attacks, unblockable attacks, and fully charged hold moves to the list of moves that cannot be countered by parries. Okay. Okay. So now, airborne attacks, unblockable attacks, and fully charged hold moves cannot be countered by parries. Okay, that makes it clearer, right? That makes it way clearer. Based on this, we have corrected moves that, despite being airborne attacks, could still be countered by attack reversals or parries. Right. So Alice's boot and dual boot 3, Eddie, Hwoarang, King, down back 4. Okay. Nina, Shaheen, Law, up forward 3+4, forward 4. Okay, while crouching 3-4. That's the flips. Okay. Lee 4-3-4 and up back 3. Okay. And then delay hop kicks. Raven, Victor, Xiaoyu. I don't really know what those are. But cool, okay. Makes it clearer. Okay. Is that everything for like the stuff before we get to character specific stuff? Okay, right. Okay, well that's gonna be the first video. In conclusion, like the actual like this stuff, right? Everything I think is pretty good. I'm really happy about the heat burst and heat dash, the wall stagger stuff, toned down things, and the combo damage being scaled a lot more. But the throws, I just, yeah, the throws threw me off, I guess. No pun intended. I mean, they compromise, so that is a plus, right? That they compromise with that. But yeah, but yeah, all in all, a bittersweet, but mostly sweet. So yeah, Alright, I'll see you guys in part 2. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.